And here we are live in game, Hasu versus Polt. We can see Hasuobs, the yellow Protoss player, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Whirlwind. And of course, Polt, his opponent, the red Terran, is going to be spawning down in the bottom right-hand corner.
But I'm loving our new overlay as well. It's cleaner, it's less busy, it's more pleasant to the eye. I love everything, man. I'm a happy man right now.
So fresh and so clean, Cav. Season 4.
Wow. That's a surprisingly quick gate over here from Hasuobs against Terran, certainly on a map which you could say as big as Whirlwind. I wouldn't say perhaps, well actually this is a very long distance. Whirlwind is of course kind of a new map for us as well, guys. Of course we watched the GSL too, and we see quite a few games on this map. Haven't really played a lot on it myself, have watched some replays, have observed a few games as well. But overall, it's refreshing to cast games on Whirlwind, because I actually think this is the first time I cast a game on Whirlwind.
Yeah, and it's really important to keep a fresh map pool so that you can get diverse kinds of gameplay, Kev. If every single game gets played on Daybreak, well, we just reach a point where we can close our eyes and autocast.
I'm at that point, man. I've passed that point. I can play like it. I can almost play on it right now.
Which is, it's one of the reasons why we wanted to add some of these new maps, some maps that might not be as common in competitive play. Whirlwind is only really played in the GSL these days, so we picked it up, and I'm very excited to see how these games will unfold. Hasu versus Polt.
What a crazy opening over here by Dennis, Ben. Dennis, of course, being Hasuobs. We know him very well, so I'd like to call Dennis. Opening up 10 or 11 gate, getting the cybernetics core before his second pylon. He's going to chrono boost the cybernetics core, so I'm already starting to feel either 3-gate pressure or it's just going to be straight up 4-gate. Polt is going to scout this right now, and he doesn't see a whole lot, but he does see one of the chrono boosts being used on the cybernetics core. It's hard to put the pieces together right now. He doesn't really see something that's very different. Maybe if he would have seen the Stalker pop, then he could say like, hey, that's actually a little bit different.
The Nexus wasn't producing a probe. In fact, Hasu stopped with that probe production, so possibly if Polt counted the workers, that might have set him off too, but he's only building the single bunker right now. We can see Hasu does have a probe on the map in position to set up that pylon, so this is definitely a very aggressive opening from the German Protoss player.
It really is. Polt takes control of the middle of the map right now, but yeah, it's kind of useless since Hasuobs, well, he's going to have to reveal himself, so after all, it might not be all that useful unless he takes the side route. But the Zealot is at least revealing himself. This pylon is already going up, and this is 3-gate aggression, but this is some serious commitment to this 3-gate aggression, as Hasuobs is 1 base, 18 probes. If this doesn't work, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Kev, but I've got to say, I feel like it's destined to do at least some damage with only that single bunker. Polt's only now finishing up his second 2 barracks, so he doesn't have massive amounts of production at his fingertips right now.
As he took a very quick refinery as well. Normally Terran players get at least 2 Rexes. Perhaps Hasuobs watched the replays of Polt, realized there is a little bit of weakness. Polt is going to get a second bunker though. Perhaps he feels something, Ben, but...
Oh, will it be on time? How long is Hasu going to wait? He definitely is going to want at least one more warp in.
Do you think he might just ignore the bunker and run past it?
It's a very big possibility, as there's nothing there to really wall it in. And here comes Hasu. He's going to do just... No, he's going to fight the bunker. And the bunker's taking heavy damage. Will the SCVs be able to repair in time? I think that they will, in fact. Polt pulling just enough off the line.
So close.
That bunker just staying alive forever. Buys Polt the time he needs to finish the second bunker. And Hasu, perhaps a critical misjudgment, choosing not to run past, choosing to engage that bunker, now finds himself in a fairly awkward position.
Yep, as Polt right now is of course much better prepared. This time Hasuobs is going to try to ignore at least that one bunker. That's also tricky because that means that he could potentially get surrounded right now, Ben. He's going to commit all these stalkers.
He is all in the natural expansion of Polt right now, throwing down another pylon, and his units being pushed back all the way into a deep corner. Hasu gonna lose every stalker and immediately taps out. Grats types Hasu. GG Polt taking game number 1 with a nice hold there, Kev, but I gotta feel like that was more Hasu's mistake than it was Polt's brilliant gameplay.
Well, of course Hasuobs already takes a gigantic risk by just going for the strategy that he did, picking the build order that he chose. I guess Whirlwind with that very big ramp might have something to do with it. Perhaps he watched a couple of Polt's replays, because if you look at Polt's build, you can see that, hey, that's actually a very greedy build. That won't be able to, he won't be able to push out a lot of units early on, so you might be able to make something happen, but yes, either you immediately kill the bunker or you ignore it. Doing it sort of in between, and Polt didn't even do it perfect because it took him a good 2-3 seconds before he pulled the SCVs.
Yeah, he didn't have workers off the line. The second bunker wasn't completed. I mean, he was not expecting what Hasuobs was doing, but Hasu does manage. Well, Polt does manage to successfully defend Hasu's aggression. Very nicely played. Maybe we should kick it over to Andre and Dan and see if they have any thoughts on the game.
You know, pretty straightforward game, I thought. Yeah. Hasuobs, I think you guys hit it right on the nail. I think he should have waited another round of units because you really surprised your opponent in that fashion. But I think there was a sort of a ticking time bomb because there was that SCV that was scouting. Once it actually scouts that natural and sees there's no Nexus coming up, it's almost like, okay, I know you're doing that pressure. Let me just get extra bunkers. So it's really delicate. I'm not sure what Hasuobs actually saw, though, in that position.
Well, I also like to commend Polt for taking a little bit extra safety and going for an early Marauder. A lot of Terrans are squeezing out as much gas early on to get tech upgrades, and they kind of play a little bit greedier in that aspect, but getting an early Marauder makes such a big difference in terms of defending against Stalker pressure.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this is a day and age where people will abuse that. Getting all those Marines, get your tech up fast, get your stim, +1, combat shields, all of those essential upgrades. So I love just the ability to just defend against everything. That build was really, really solid by Polt.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. That first game brought to you by Epson Projectors, leading projector brand worldwide. Please head over to Epson.com today to order your own Epson projector. We're going to take a very short break, and then game number 2, Hasuobs versus Polt. Stick around. Lots more StarCraft coming for the North American Star League after this.